Welcome to Yoga with Dags. I'm so happy you're here with me. Let's see, let's take a break for starters. You might want to have two around. Let's just start in Virasana. So let's have our knees together, our feet apart, put the brick between our feet. Settle your sitting bones equally from side to side and sit up nice and straight. If it's hard to do this, you can put your second brick down there too and come up higher because this opens our quadricep muscles. So it can be challenging. If it doesn't work at all, you could just sit cross-legged. That's completely fine. But let's just land in our practice. Take a nice big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth and just release wherever you've been, wherever you need to go next. Release everything other than what is right here and right now. So big breath in through the nose. Audibly exhale. And two more of those, just settling into your body and into your practice. Good. And today, we're going to think about lengthening our torso and keeping our torso equally lengthened on both sides throughout all of the postures that we do. So let's interlace our hands, press our palms forward, and inhale our arms up. Bend the elbows slightly, bring them back by your ears, and then press the palms up to the ceiling and let your arms lift your torso up. See if you can soften your shoulders out of your ears, but lengthen that torso. Ground down through your shins, through your toes, through your sitting bones, but grow the torso up. Deep breath in. On the exhale, release the arms out to the side, but keep the torso long. Good. And then interlace your hands uncustomarily. Press out. Inhale up. Big breath. Maybe bring the bend to bring the arms back and press the ceiling away. Use the lift of the palms to lift the torso. Keep the spine in a beautiful line between heaven and earth. Deep breath in. And exhale, release those arms out to the sides. Good. And then just taking your left arm across for a moment. Just give it a little stretch, waking up the arm. See if you can keep your shoulders level. Your torso still equally long on both sides. And then releasing that, big breath in, exhale, other side crosses over. Broaden the collarbones, come into your practice, into your body, into this moment. And exhale, release that. And then inhale, shoulders up, exhale them down and back. In fact, let's just cup them and inhale them up, exhale them down and back a couple of times. Just waking up the shoulders as well. And opposite way. Good, a couple more. Good, and then releasing that. We're going to begin in a little bit of a restorative fashion. We're going to use a brick. We're going to bend our knees and lie down. Bring your heels right into your sitting bones as much as you can. Lift your pelvis and put your brick on the lowest height right beneath your sacrum. Then roll your shoulders under. Lengthen that torso as much as you can. Keep your chin straight forward into your sternal notch. Knees straight forward. And just take a couple of big breaths into this supported little bridge here. Yeah, and feel your tailbone lengthening. Let your breath be deep in through the nose and out through the nose. As you inhale, give yourself a positive message. Let yourself know that you're beautiful, or you're strong, or you're worthy. Whatever it is that you need to know or long to know. As you inhale, take those healing words into yourself. Maybe just telling yourself you love yourself. And as you exhale, just let go. Let your brain soften. Let your body soften. Good. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale the knees. So make sure the sacrum is fully on your brick. We're going to inhale the knees toward the chest, and we're going to exhale and just shoot the legs straight up. Now be sure that your shoulders are rolled under. Feel your shoulder blades moving down your back. Feel your torso lengthening by reaching your tail and your pelvis down away from the shoulders. Chest is lifted up, full of breath. Inhaling, I know that I am loved. Exhaling, I know that I am loved. Maybe just giving yourself some healing words in this moment. Inhaling, I know that I'm enough. Exhaling, I release my worries and cares. Inhaling, I can feel my strength in my body. Exhaling, I know that I'm strong. And maybe let your legs come out to the sides for a moment. Reach out through the heels as you do this. Feel your legs rolling. Your inner thighs are rolling up towards your head. And then inhale and take them back together. Bend the knees, place the feet down. And then press into the feet and lift your brick up one more notch. So you're just a little higher in your bridge, your supported bridge here. Again, everything's in a beautiful alignment. Knees are straight ahead, shoulders are rolled under, chin is forward into the sternal notch. Breath is beautiful, full and deep, in through the nose and out through the nose. And when you're ready, inhaling the knees toward the chest, exhale, lift them straight up. You might feel, I feel like my brick's a little bit low, so I'm just gonna adjust it up a tiny bit. You'll know if you feel like yours is in the right place. You wanna feel completely supported in the pelvis and lengthen the tail to lengthen. You wanna lengthen that trunk, equal on both sides. Then rolling the toes out a little bit. Let's open the legs for a moment. Letting the inner thighs stretch open a little bit. Feeling your strength. Feeling your breath. Feeling alive. Inhaling up. Exhale, bend those knees and land those feet. Good. And then press into the feet, lift the pelvis, lower the brick one more time. Place it under the sacrum. And then straighten one leg and then the other. Reaching out through the heels. Let your inner thighs roll down to the earth. Let your shoulders roll under. And just let this front of the pelvis get a nice little stretch. Couple of good breaths there. Let your face soften. Let your breath nourish you. Whatever cares whatever worries, whatever thoughts are in your mind, let your exhalations just carry them away. Let your inhalations bring you vitality, strength, and presence. And then bending one knee and then the other. We're going to press into the feet. We're going to lift the pelvis, remove the brick, and slowly lower that spine down. Good. And then keeping the knees bent, feet mat width apart, we're just going to drop. You can bring your arms to the side and just drop both knees off to the right for a moment. A little stretch there. Inhale to the center and exhale them off to the opposite side. Breathe into those hips a little bit, letting them soften and open. Inhale to the center, and then we're going to do figure four stretch for a minute to open these outer hips. So you can cross your right leg over your left knee for a moment. And just gently press that knee away from the shoulder, just to begin to open up here. Foot can be flexed to protect the knee joint. So you're making a figure four with your crossed leg. And then you're just gonna bring the opposite leg toward your torso, interlace your hands behind the thigh if you can. You can use your elbow by the bent knee to gently guide it away a little bit and deepen the stretch. Maybe rock a little from side to side, continuing to breathe. If it feels good to extend the opposite leg up, you can do that for a little stretch. And then bending that, bring it in a little more. And then release that foot down and uncross the leg. Second side, crossing ankle over knee and gently guiding the bent leg, knee away from your shoulder. Notice if you're shortening on either side of your torso and lengthen equally from side to side. Good, and then taking that knee, that thigh up toward the chest. Oh yes, use the elbow of the bent knee side to gently guide the knee away from the shoulder any amount. You can flex the foot of the crossed leg to protect the knee joint and maybe gently rock if it helps to open it. Breathe into any tightness you might be experiencing. Let your hips soften into this very moment. Loving your body with your thoughts, with your attention and your awareness. Loving your body with your breath. And then really, you can straighten if you like, just for a moment, just to stretch a little differently here. And then bending the knee, putting the foot down, uncrossing the leg. And then just bringing the feet together, keeping the knees bent. Let your legs splay out for a moment into Sukhasana. There's an external rotation happening at the tops of your thighs. So your inner thighs energetically are rolling up, your outer thighs are wrapping down and under. Your femur bone is externally rotating in the socket to let those hips soften open any amount. Breathe, noticing any asymmetries. Is one side tighter? Then send the breath even more to that side, letting it open with your awareness, with your breath, noticing your torso and lengthening it by lifting the chest and descending the back body down. And then we'll take the arms up and we'll just bring them overhead. And then just bend at the elbows and let the arms just come out to the sides and soften and settle open with an open heart here. Breathing in and just allowing your heart space to open into presence. Opening to gratitude for this moment, for your practice, for this day. Let the hips just melt onto the mat more and more with each exhalation. And when you're ready, you can gently draw those legs back together. Release the arms, roll softly to the side. And just press up to find a little seat. All right, so from here, we're gonna come, have your bricks close by. We're gonna come into Sukhasana first. So extend your legs out. Bend the left leg, placing the left ankle beneath your right knee. And do the same with the other, reaching the heels as far under the knees as you can. And then maybe bring your bricks out in front of you for a moment. Take a moment to lift your torso up. Lift the torso, extend it, put your hands on the bricks in front of you, ground through your edges of your feet, and then just press forward any amount. Keep the chest lifted. Whenever you want to lift the chest more, you can just isometrically pull back a little bit to lift the chest, and then exhale and come forward a little bit more. Pull back to lift that chest forward. Anchor through your buttocks, flush down to the earth, and come forward any amount more. Forward fold in here with crossed legs. Surrendering deeper if you can. And then inhale as you come up, you can drag the bricks back with you. Straightening the right leg, straightening the left leg, bending the right one and placing the ankle beneath the knee and opposite. And then roll those femur bones out, ground through those sitting bones, lift through that torso. Take your bricks, you can even put them higher if you want, medium height. Inhale to grow tall, exhale, come forward. Each inhalation, you can gently pull back to lift the chest, and exhale to surrender forward. Lengthen as you inhale, exhale, come forward more. Oh yes, and then lengthen that torso equally from side to side. Your chest is moving forward. Your shoulder blades are moving down the back to the buttocks. The buttocks are grounding down to the earth. Tops of the shoulders are soft. And then when you're ready, you can inhale and come back up. Good. And then we're going to come and open up for Upavista. So that's when our legs are wide. Let your toes float up to the ceiling. I'm going to bring a brick out in front of me. I'm going to press behind me, lift myself forward a little bit. See that your thighs are grounded. You can keep your hands back there for a moment just to find that lift of your torso, an equal lift from side to side, an extension of the legs outward, and a fullness in your breath. Then when you're ready, you can start high if you want, but I'm going to come forward with my forearms and rest on the brick. I'm going to lift my chest up, and I'm going to come forward any amount. I might be able to come down to the medium height now. You can stay high if if it feels better. But all the while, we're trying to keep a length in the spine, a straightness in the spine, a lift in the heart and chest, a lengthening on both sides of the trunk equally. And exhaling, coming forward any more here. Just surrendering forward here. You might be feeling this in the hamstrings, the back of the legs, or the insides of the legs, or both. But just breathing into it, just being with it here. Being with this very moment, surrendering with your exhalations, fortifying your body, your muscles, your flesh with your inhalations. And then when you're ready, you can inhale to come up, and then we're going to exhale, and we're just going to bend this left leg, and we're going to take the heel right into the perineum, like so. Sitting up straight, take a deep breath in, and exhale, roll your belly to the left. Sitting up nice and straight. We're going to think about laying this side of the torso out over our extended leg without crunching it. We're going to try to stay equally long on both sides of the body. So inhale, grow tall. Exhale, start to work your way, lengthening your right side of your body out over the right extended leg. So as you do this, your torso is rolling upward a little bit, and you can reach down toward the ankle and maybe work your elbow to the inner knee to keep it from rolling in. Keep lengthening the underside of your torso out. Once you've gone as far as you can and your torso as long as it can be, you can take like a triangle pose here where you're lifting the opposite arm up. And then roll, turn the palm to face downward, forward and down, and then take it up and over. Anchor through that left sitting bone, lengthen the underside of the body, and reach. Reach and stretch. Good, and then inhale to come up, and exhale the belly back to the center. Transition through Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Let's just wibble wobble our way up with our sitting bones toward our feet a little bit. And then butterfly for a moment. Just let your little wings flap. Softening the hip joints. Letting your belly relax and your breath be deep. And then turning the hands the other way. Inhale and grow tall, and exhale. Let the tips of your elbows come forward. Let your spine stay long. Extend your heart forward as you breathe and soften. Good. Inhale to come up. Exhale, we're going to extend the left leg out and take the right heel into the perineum. Sit up nice and straight again. Turn your belly towards your bent leg. Anchor through your left sitting bone if you can. Inhale, lengthen the left side of the torso. Exhale, start to extend it out over the left extended leg. Take your time, work your way down. Use the elbow if you want on the inner knee or inner thigh to roll it open. Begin to rotate your torso upward any amount as you're going here. Broaden through the collarbones and chest and lift up through your right arm. Deep breath in. Lengthen a little more, and then palm comes down, forward and down, and exhale. Reaching over, rolling the heart up, anchoring through, particularly that right sitting bone. Getting a good side stretch, trying to be long still in that left side of the torso too. And then inhale to come up, and exhale back to the center. Good, and we'll just cross here for a moment. We'll come forward. And we're gonna come to standing. We're gonna get to standing through stretching our hamstrings with a little doggy. First, a little cat cow. Make a cow who's shaking his little tail for a minute. So a little tail shaking cow for a minute. And then bring that to stillness and exhale your Halloween cat. Let your chin sink down to your chest, your tail come under your back arch. And just inhale cow, exhale cat. One more big cycle with breath. Inhale, back to tabletop, neutral spine, curl your toes under and exhale. Lift the hips up, straighten the legs. Press your knuckles into the mat, maybe bend the knees for a minute and come into your knuckles instead of your wrist. Your arms are straight, your knees are bent. You're really lifting the hips as high as you can and then straighten those legs. Stretch open those hamstrings. Take a couple beautiful breaths, elongating everywhere that you can. Maybe shake the little doggy tail from side to side just for a moment to loosen your lower back. Let the neck be soft and free. And then inhale and look up between those hands and begin to walk forward with your feet till your feet land beneath your knees, and then just hang there for a moment with slightly bent knees and release the neck and shoulders like they're just dripping like honey. Because you are a honey. You're like a honey. A sweet, sweet honey. Feel the breath. Press into the feet. And inhale and reverse swan dive. So you're gathering up beautiful universal love and light. Palms come together and exhale to the heart. Good, and release into mountain pose for a moment and just feel the energy that you've created in your body so far in your practice. And just bask in that as if you were basking in the beautiful, glorious summer sun on a perfect, perfect day. Good, and then releasing that. We're going to do a little work here with maintaining the length of both sides of the torso. We're going to step our feet apart. Try to go so that your palms are over your ankles. And then we're gonna, it's actually, if it's not too late, you can put bricks behind your ankles so that we can use them for triangle pose. If you don't have them, don't worry, you can just use your shins. 5-pointed star, extend from the heart center out in all directions. Yes, good. And then we're gonna turn our right toes in and roll out through the left, all the way from the top of the thigh. Legs are straight and strong. Torso is equally long on either side. We're gonna shore the hips together as don't worry so much about your arms, as really lengthening your torso out over the extended leg here. So see if you can stay long on this underside of the torso. And then maybe reach out for a minute. And then bring the hand down to the brick. Press down into the brick. Press down into your feet and lengthen that underside of the torso once again. And then roll the heart up. See if you can roll the heart up a little bit. And then extend your arm into Trikonasana. If you feel really grounded and want to look up at your hand, go right ahead. And breathe. When you're ready, you're going to press into the feet. You're going to inhale up, leading with your top arm. We're going to turn the front toes in. Turn them in a little more and roll the right ones out. So rolling out right from the root of the thigh, torso is lengthening and long on either side. Let's bring the hands to the hips for a minute as we come out over our front leg again. So front hip is moving toward the back hip. Your back hip is shoring right in. And you're getting length in this underside of your torso as you come out. As much length as this upper side if you can. So lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Keep shoring in through the back leg. Ground through the back edge of that back foot. Maybe reach out. And then bring your hand down to your brick. Good. Get into both feet. Ground through the back edge of your back foot. Press into the big toe mound of your front foot and roll your torso up. See if you can lengthen a little more the underside of the torso. And then lifting the arm up. Straighten the legs if you can. Strengthen the legs if you can. Notice the strength that you're cultivating. Notice if there's a place that you're feeling really tight and bring compassion to it. Bring compassion through your breath. When you're ready, press into both feet. Inhale, lift up with the top arm, turn both feet to face forward, and step or hop your feet together. Roll the shoulders out. Good. And then we're going to come into a balance, I think. So find Sukhasana here. And then lift up your left leg and turn it out. Turn it out. You can put the sole of the foot at the opposite ankle or maybe on the lower calf, but get that external rotation going on. You might decide you want to bring the foot up to the upper thigh. Wherever you want is perfect. You're going to drop this outer hip and we're going to lengthen both sides of our torso as much as we can. And if you feel like you have your balance and you want to interlace the hands like we did in the beginning of the class and inhale them up, maybe a little bend to bring them back, and then press them up. If you can, use the arms to lift the torso, but stay grounded through the feet. And make sure you're not holding your breath. Deep breath in, and then exhale, release the arms, release the leg, and shake out the standing leg. So if you want to be closer to a wall, if that felt too wobbly or scary, you can always have a hand at the wall or even a knee out to the wall. So let's ground again, find mountain pose, find our inner strength and stillness, making a straight line between heaven and earth, connecting to the North Star, a place that doesn't move within ourselves. And then when you're ready, external rotation, rolling it out from the top of the thigh, lengthening the torso, deciding where you want this leg for yourself today, low, medium, or high, just not on the knee. And then lengthen this torso. Maybe use your hands to lift it up. Maybe arms out, rolling the palms open for balance. And maybe you're going to use those arms to lift that torso up as you ground down into the earth. Yes, finding fortitude. Finding fortitude. Good. And then releasing the arms, releasing the legs, shaking out the standing leg. Good. And then let's just roll our hips. Rolling the hips a little bit, noticing any tightness in the joints. Rolling one way, and then going the other way. Rolling, rolling, rolling. That's a good practice. Even the knees get involved with the roll sometimes. Yes. And switching. Swish in the hips. Good. And bringing that to stillness. We're going to come down and we're going to do a pigeon to a twist before we rest. Continuing our keeping the torso long theme and opening our hip theme. So coming here onto all fours, we're going to take our left leg back. And I'm thinking that, I don't know, I never know if I'm mirroring right, but anyway, take your left leg back and then swing it forward. When you swing it forward, put the shin of that leg at an angle and stretch the opposite leg back. So the shin of your front leg goes at an angle, your back leg goes straight back, and then just come onto the forearms. Take a minute to draw your front hip back any amount and try to equalize the length of your torso. And then maybe bring your head to rest. Maybe widen the elbows, maybe stretch the arms forward, maybe support your third eye if it feels good. But as you're energetically drawing your front hip back and your back hip forward and lengthening that torso equal from side to side, and then just breathe into that hip for a moment. Raja Kapatasana, pigeon pose. When you're ready, you can inhale up and lengthen up again. And then just kind of sit back on that front hip and swing the back one around. And then just step across. Step across and then anchor through your right sitting bone. And then we're just going to take this right arm up and back like a rainbow, walking it in close to the buttocks. Inhale the left arm up, big breath in. Exhale, roll your belly to the left and hook that elbow on the outside of the knee, taking a nice little twist. Good. Inhale, grow your spine. Exhale, twist a little more. Good. And then releasing back to the center. Release the leg into cross-legged pose. Come forward. And we'll do the other side. So I'm going to take my right leg back this time. I'm going to swing it forward. I'm going to angle the shin and I'm going to scoop my back leg back. I'm going to try to level my hips by drawing that front hip back any amount, back hip forward any amount. Flexing my foot of the front leg to protect the knee joint. Lengthening the tail, lengthening the torso. I'm going to creep forward onto the forearms and just work to get equal from side to side as much as I can in the hips and torso. Resting the forehead if you can. Couple of beautiful breaths, nourishing breaths. Just broaden through the shoulders. Lengthen through both sides of the torso equally. Can you feel a levelness in the hips as best you can? Good. Inhale and start to rise back up. And then sitting back on that front hip, we're going to take the back leg and step across. Anchor through the sitting bones. And then I'm just going to take my left arm, I'm going to rainbow it up and back, putting it behind my buttocks, walking it in to grow taller, inhaling up through the right arm. Exhale, twisting to the left, hooking that arm on the outside of my knee for a little spinal twist. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, revolving, staying broad in my shoulders, equal in my hips, long in my torso, present to my breath, grateful for my body. Deep breath in, exhale, release back to the center and uncross the legs. Final pose Shavasana, lying down, feet mat width apart. Back body lengthens down like a waterfall. Shoulder blades down the back, arms relaxing to the sides with the palms open. The skull is resting right in the center, heavy. And just releasing from head to toe, softening the crown of the head, softening your face. Just allowing your face to become transparent. Releasing the jaw. And the teeth, the tongue. Releasing the throat, back of the neck, shoulders, arms, hands. Allowing the front of your torso to gently cover the back of your torso. And allowing the back of your torso to just soften onto the mat. Releasing the lower back, hips, legs, calves, feet. And surrendering the entire body and any tension that's remaining. Just gently releases with your exhalation. As you settle and soften. And as you rest there, I'm going to read a little bit about healing words and the power of words, the words we choose to speak to ourselves and the words we choose to speak to others. Even the thoughts that we think toward ourselves and others, but particularly the power of the spoken word. Healing words. Learn to speak gently and lovingly, not only to human beings, but also to the animals, flowers, birds, trees, and the whole of nature. For this is a divine habit. She who knows how to utter words that inspire and vivify possess a magic wand in her mouth, and her words will never, ever be spoken in vain. So remembering as you're coming back into this beautiful body you've been given, the power of your words to heal your own body, to heal your family and friends, and to heal the planet. And when you're ready, you can bend the knees to the chest and bring them in tight, giving yourself a hug, allowing your breath to increase again. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. With an exhalation, you can roll gently to your right side, lifting your right arm up to create a little pillow for your head as you land. And with an inhalation, you can press up to find a seat. Where your spine can be straight and open and fluid and free, making a connection between heaven and earth and your uprightness and integrity. And bringing your hands to your heart, just feeling the healing that you created through your practice. And gently bowing your head to your heart. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. May your words be healing to the planet, to yourself, to each other. Until we meet again.